You're watching Doctor Who, the fan show. Yummy.
Missy has quickly become a favourite amongst the fans. What do you think it is about her that people love or love to hate?
I think it's the fact that she gets to say and be, it's not just, I mean, she says some unbelievable things, but it's the way, it's her demeanour. I think there's a kind of swag to her that's kind of fun, and, you know, she is like, you know, the villain that you love to hate, but you can kind of relate to her too, because like any, you know, friendly, lovable psychopath, you know, she's very deluded in her madness because she doesn't think she's mad at all, and I think people can kind of relate to her because she says the things that, you know, you wouldn't ever dare to say to anybody, and she gets to just kind of, you know, delete people if they just annoy her, and most people do annoy her.
So you followed in the footsteps of some great incarnations of the Master. Did you look at any of these performances when preparing to play Missy, or did you want your version to be something completely new?
Because I'm such a fan of the show, when the Master was offered to me, I couldn't speak for about a week, and I still can't quite believe that I'm the Master. But you know, I tend to get a little intimidated by other people's genius, and so I was a bit nervous about going back and having a look at the other incarnations, and I really just wanted to come. The fact that, you know, you were going, the Master was, you know, going from male to female somehow. Was kind of irrelevant to me in a way. I sort of approached it like I do most things, just sort of blindly, and hoped that something would happen on the day. And you know, it's all in the writing, and obviously if you're wearing that costume, it's hard to kind of act out of it. So it was all kind of there for me. It's there for the taking, really, and then you just hope that it would work.
If Missy could meet and presumably snog any of the Doctor's previous incarnations, which would you choose?
If Missy, it's a fine line there. Steady on, I am married. If Missy could snog any of the other Doctors, is the question there. Well, she wouldn't really, because actually she wasn't the one doing the snogging. I think you'll find if you play that back, he was hanging on for grim life. He just can't get enough of old Missy there. So no, I wouldn't be snogging anybody. I would be batting them off with a stick.
Amazing. Okay, now this one is it's a good Missy question. Say something nice, please.
No.
And now over to our resident Who historian, Luke Spillane.
Over the last 44 years, the Master's been many things. Male, female, even a gross and crispy cadaver. But one thing has remained constant, a clear identity, or master brand. For those of you aspiring to take over the universe, here are some key learnings from her story, or a masterclass, if you will.
Who are you?
Oh, you know who I am. I'm Missy.
Always dress for the occasion. Invest in an array of costumes and prosthetics to really confuse your arch nemesis. Over the years, the Master's pretended to be a mobile intelligence systems interface, a paramedic, and even spent a brief period as a vicar. Changing gender and becoming infinitely more fabulous is also highly recommended. Become British Prime Minister and swamp the Earth with interdimensional killer beings? Fill St. Paul's Cathedral with sidemen made from dead people? Tear Gallifrey open to restart your regeneration cycle? Nothing is impossible. Think big or go home. When you've run out of regenerations and your old body's wearing a bit thin, just get yourself a new one. All you need is either a sticky TARDIS trap, a dedicated cult of fanatical disciples, or a weird serpent thing that scoots down your throat. Keep it fresh. Some days life gives you lemons. Big, time-destroying lemons. But rather than make awful temporal lemonade with it, get yourself a chameleon arch and hide away as a simple human being. Just try to remember who you really are, or you might just end up helping people. Ugh. Finally, take a peep at the untempered schism and turbocharge your inner crazy. Kill people with plastic chairs, interfere with the signing of the Magna Carta just because. Give your enemy a cyber army as a present, rather than socks like last year. Be creative with it.
I will not tolerate his insults.
Well, I hope that's helped you develop your master plan for universal domination. For all these clips and many, many more, click here for our master playlist. And don't forget to check out what banana stuff she gets up to in Series 9's two-part opener. And finally, well, Crystal isn't around. Here's this week's YouTube annotation attack.
Hey Luke, that's my thing.
See ya.